This is Dan Rayfield via X. Per 3 sources involved, Teofimo Lopez, Devin Haney was agreed on Tuesday night, but not signed. And that was going to be August 16th in Riyadh, 145 pounds, so a catch weight. But the fight is now in jeopardy after Teofimo's tweet storm. What tweet storm? You may ask, this tweet storm. You can see here, Teofimo Lopez added Turki Alalshikh and called him a dictator. And you see the way he spelled the word there. That tweet has now apparently been deleted. Then he put this Photoshop poster up, which says, Yalla Habibi at the top, King of the Jungle, Alalshikh versus Teofimo. How about that? So, Teofimo Lopez crashing out on Turki Alalshikh, and then he put a video out after doing all this, saying that Turki Alalshikh has fired him. And you do wonder what all this is about, because Turki's the one making all these fights. Why would a fighter crash out like this and start calling him out and what have you? I have to imagine it comes down to money. Maybe Teofimo Lopez was insulted by the money he was offered, or the deal he was offered, and decided to, try and put public pressure on Turki Alalshikh by calling him names. Who knows? It's going to be interesting to see how Turki Alalshikh responds to this, because he's been given instructions, presumably, by the Saudi government to go out there and make these fights and put on events and what have you. Would he be willing to just freeze Teofimo Lopez out now because of the public insults? I mean, it weren't so long ago that Shakur Stevenson threw a couple of insults at Turki Alalshikh. But then he apologized a few days later, and it's apparently all good again. Will we see the same from Teofimo Lopez? Because obviously, as a boxing fan, it's disappointing for this fight to nearly get made, and then, again, Teo to crash out and, quote-unquote, get fired by Turki Alalshikh. Yeah, I know Devin Haney's a runner. He looked terrible in his last fight, looked scared to death. But whatever the case may be with, where he's at mentally, I still would like to see these guys fight. They're supposed to be fighting. They're young guys in their 20s. So let's see Teofimo Lopez versus Devin Haney. Now, one way of looking at this, and I don't necessarily share this perspective, but some people might say that Teo didn't really want the fight, so that's why he crashed out, to have plausible deniability, basically, for not wanting to fight. But you look at Devin Haney's last performance and you think, well, why would Teo do that? What would he have to be afraid of? In fact, Devin Haney's last 2 performances, obviously Ryan Garcia was on stuff, but still, Devin Haney took a lot of damage, and that really happened. You can't undo the damage that was done to him physically and psychologically. And then last time out, he ran all night, against Ramirez, like he was scared to death, shook, scared to death, scared to look. But what say you? What do you guys think about this situation? Teofimo Lopez crashing out, and unfortunately, looks like because of his crash out, we won't get the Devin Haney fight unless maybe he apologizes, patches things up, makes peace with Turki. We'll see.